page and YouTube Live. So we're gonna get together. Most of this episode is gonna be, we'll talk about, all the action that happened, for the past 48. But I don't know how we'll add 72 hours, but I'll just say 72 hours. Like, we probably ain't even gonna talk about Raw, but some of the matches for SummerSlam are like getting set and all that stuff. Let me just try to set. I need to set this up before we I guess we can talk about a little bit of Bucks news and a little bit of business development. We can talk about that too. So that's probably going to like we talk about later. So so how long is gonna be over? Oh gosh, not ESPN. It's about like I said, there are some shows that we need to catch up on. So hey, why not watch Lakers and Clippers? Have a fun old time. So get the results started, and well, we got the results, and let's just go with, like I said, tonight's episode is gonna mostly be, about wrestling. So okay, let me go. Screencast. So let's get started. Oops, up, and we can go 3, 2. Hey, what's up, everybody? I was just talking to the live, like what we're gonna talk about today. So this is the WFSO Aftermath Night 2. Because, it was a lot of stuff to talk about, like, all in on one episode, so we had to split it in two. So, although, I ended up doing, more of an hour and a half show yesterday. So, I'm hoping, and I could be wrong, and M. Charlie Link, hey, welcome to the live. It's mainly, like, we talk about mostly wrestling, and, talk about, like I said, a little bit of Bucks news and a little bit of Milwaukee development. So no comic book movies and TV news to talk about today. I know I'm supposed to say this supposed to be mostly by wrestling, but most of it will be. AJ Davis, hello, welcome to the live. Sarah Pinoni, welcome to the live. Like I said, y'all say hi and stuff like that. I will give you guys a shout out. Also, you guys on Twitch, and also you guys that's on my personal TikTok. I will say hi to all of y'all. So, and like I said, appreciate the likes so far. So keep them going, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Let's see. So you have. Sorry to do that right now. You had NXT. Great American Bash. You had AEW All In. Then Saturday night's main event. Then you had Evolution, which was yesterday. So, 4 special, for pay-per-view and stuff like that. Oh, I'm doing good, AJ Davis. I appreciate that. So, what we're gonna do first, we're gonna talk about AEW All In results. So, keep in mind, I cannot, grade or rate this pay-per-view because I didn't see it. Only saw, some clips. And, like I said, kind of like still, like, in a way, disappointing for AEW. But I did like what I heard about the main event. So, we do got a new champion on that part. I think everybody's titles except for, the TNT title, Adam Cole had to relinquish it, so I think everybody, everybody probably would know that. I felt like Goldberg should have won against Gunter. Okay, so let me get to this so-called rumor that was supposed to happen. I think if Seth didn't hurt himself, this was the rumor. That Goldberg was supposed to beat Gunter. Seth Rollins was supposed to cash it in and beat Goldberg and become, world champion. So that was a rumor. Didn't take it to the grain of salt, but that's what I heard. And Alfonso Smith. Welcome to the live, buddy. Um, but yeah, like I said, like it would have been cool, at least have him have the like world title for one last time, or even if it was for a moment, if they was gonna pull that. But or he could have won it and relinquish it, and they can do like a little bit of gauntlet like they were doing tonight, or a tournament or something like that. So could have been something that it could have worked, but I don't know. So let's see, back to AEW All In. So there's an eight-man tag team match. Both Sammy Guevara and Dustin Rhodes did fight twice. So I guess we'll get to that in a second. So it was them two with Marshall Von Erich and Ross Von Erich going against Shane Taylor Promotions. Shane Taylor, Lee Morale, Ariel Bravo, and Captain Sean Dean. Okay. Kind of knew he was. But anyways, Sons of Texas did win that match. So probably, not that much big surprise. And I was wrong on that one. I thought Shane Taylor Promotions was going to win it. So, yeah, that didn't happen. Another 8-man tag match. Big Boom AJ and the Conjuration. I keep on saying that wrong. So, it's Hologram, Kyle O'Reilly, and Tomoyo Ishii go against the Don Callis family. Like I said, Don Callis is just so it was Echiero, Lance Archer, Rocky Ramonio, and Trent Barrera. And of course, the Congregation and Big Boom AJ did win the match. Now we have the tag team match. I don't know if you want to call this like the 0-hour main event or whatever, but yeah. Sorry about that. I'm gonna read your question. So do you think that Cody Rhodes should win against John Cena? I'm 50-50 on that one. Because my opinion, I wanted Cody Rhodes to be John Cena's final opponent and take it from him. So, now they, push those plans and have them like have a match at SummerSlam. It's hard to say. But like John Cena retains it, good. If Cody Rhodes wins it, good. So I have no problem either way. But I just thought that Cody should be, John Cena's final opponent. And, would have lost it there. But then again, WWE's probably have other plans, so what can I say? But, since they're going to face SummerSlam, I'm happy either way. Okay, now we have a 0-hour tag team match, the Outrunner versus FTR. FTR, of course, won, so kind of shocker there. Okay, now we get to the main card. So you got the World Trios Championship match. You got the Ops versus Death Riders, Claudio Wheeler and Gabe Kidd. I thought he joined with the Death Riders, but I guess he didn't. So yeah, the Ops did retain their trios titles. Simone Joe Powerhouse Hobbs and Kashiori Shibata. Sorry if I botched these names, so it's kind of hard for me to try to get, some of these names right, especially, some of the ones that's in Japan, so I apologize. The men's casino gauntlet, so in a way I'm happy with one, and in a way I'm not. But I guess, it could be more for the, the Hurt Syndicate, so, why not? So MJF did get the win and has a #1 contender shot at the world title. I don't know if it's like whenever he pleases or whatever like that, so I don't know. But should be interesting, especially you got going against the winner of that world title match, which we'll get to later. Like I mentioned earlier, Adam Cole, he has to take off. I don't know if he's gonna be officially retiring, but I guess like an injury that he had happened could really, they say it may cost his career, but I'm not sure. People deal with like injuries before, and it may like take them a while to get back. But no crazy thing happened. Who knows? So Adam Cole relinquished the title, and it ended up being a TNT Championship four-way match with Dustin Reynolds, Danny Garcia, Kyle Fletcher, and Sammy Guevara. Originally, I thought it was going to be Adam Cole versus Kyle Fletcher, and I thought, Kyle Fletcher was going to be actually the one to do it, and finally, have at least a singles goal for the Down Cali family. Like I said, I can't stand Kyle. Not all, no, I can't stand Down Cali's Bray Patrick. So, you had two like former TNT champions, which is Sammy Guevara and Daniel Garcia. So, Francis Gonzo, sorry if I said your name wrong. Welcome to the live. Appreciate it. So Dustin Rhodes has won his first singles title in AEW. So now he's a triple champion. Got the Ring of Honor trios titles, and also tag team titles with Sammy Guevara, and now TNT champion. So I think this no, because Eddie Kingston was Eddie Kingston was a double champion, but I think Dustin Rhodes was the first one in AEW to have had three titles. So at the same time. Okay, Swerve Strickland and Raw Ospreay, of course they beat the Young Bucks. Good news is I'm happy that Swerve Strickland and Raw Ospreay won. Who do you think Solo Sikoa should lose this title against? Oh God. Who should lose this title against? Maybe someone like that's the up and comer. If y'all didn't see these photos that R-Truth had put out with him, Carmelo Hayes and Street Profits, so they could be a faction, and maybe they'll challenge My Family Tree, and maybe Carmelo Hayes will be the one to take the title off of Solo Sikoa. Yeah, just the picture. It kind of made interesting for everybody to be like, okay, what they gonna do? So I guess my opinion, I think that Carmelo Hayes should be the one. I guess just wait and see. Okay, like I said, the good news is I'm glad Sir Strickland and Will Ospreay won. The bad news is he went overboard with some of the moves that they was doing. Especially the one that's like, you get hit with a Canadian destroyer and you like pop back up. And I know, some people like that, and like what they do, like, because they doing like, it's like more acrobatics than actual telling a story. So because I know my friend, he like sticking up for AEW, and that's his thing, and he can stick for where he wants. But like I said, I like all wrestling, but I do have issues with AEW, and I haven't been watching AEW for like the past 3 weeks, so I guess I kind of tell you my issues. Sorry, but also all other companies have flaws too. TNA has flaws, NWA have flaws, WWE has flaws too. So I'm not just picking on just one single thing. And I don't know, it's just like AEW just needs some work to do. They really do. So that's just my opinion. But like, if they have like shows here in Milwaukee, of course I'm gonna go to them. But right now I'm just taking like time away from them, and plus there's other wrestling shows I gotta catch up on. I can't wait till finally NWA be on the Roku channel so I can watch instead of try to rely on watching it on X, which is kind of stupid. Same thing like with WWE Speed, just put it on X. It doesn't work, so it's just stupid. But yeah, that's my opinion. Okay, so the women's casino gauntlet, you have Athena, winning her opportunity. Ring of Honor champion. So we do gotta talk about the Ring of Honor Super Card of Honor. So we will jump back to that in after this. Do you think that Stone Cold should return for his last match, and who do you think he will fight for the last time? The perfect opponent for Stone Cold Steve Austin will be CM Punk. So I think him and CM Punk should go at it for, his final match, if it is going to be his final match. Or was he done with, facing Kevin Owens? Well, we don't know. And, they got to be careful with Stone Cold's neck. So, and I thought Kevin Owens did a good job, protecting that. So, but, that match was very good. So, like a good WrestleMania moment for, that for the, I think it was the main event of night one. What was that, 4 years ago, probably? Probably, but yeah, I think CM Punk should be his final opponent. Okay, so, like I said, Athena has a shot at the AEW Women's title. So, maybe there could be a change that, Athena could, challenge Mercedes Moné for the TNT title. That's a possibility. But, my opinion, I can't stand Athena anyway, so, especially, she was being rude to some of us that was just, chilling back and being wrestlers and just had a little bit of attitude, so, Anyways, tag team championships in the three-way match. So Jet Speed, Speedball, Mike Bailey, and the Protocol, Christian Cage and Nick Wayne, and Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin, the Hurt Syndicate, defending the titles. So Hurt Syndicate did win. So I kind of knew they was going to retain, so I'm not even surprised they have. So let's see, the pair actually split up. They end up attacking Christian Cage, like Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian, and it was somebody else that was in there too. I can't even remember. So Adam Copeland returned. Kind of did a Jeff Hardy thing, trying to celebrate that he was back instead of trying to just hurry up and trying to attack, who. Oh yeah, FTR was there too, so kind of got his revenge. So it'd be good, see the Copeland and Christian have one more run as a tag team. So it's starting to spark my interest in AEW a little bit from that. Although I'm a big advocate, the world title shouldn't always go to WWE rejects, but I guess it's when you get older and you just companies gotta bring somebody new in, elevate somebody. WCW, with the thing they did with the NWO, and plus, Goldberg out of nowhere. So we'll talk about his match later. But yeah. So, and plus this match I was happy about too when I heard about the results. Toni Storm did defeat Mercedes Moné, so no triple quadruple champion for Mercedes Moné. So I'm happy about that, and Toni Storm, I'm glad she won it. Retained, I should say. So I'm happy about that one. AEW Unified Championship match. So you got the Continental Champion, Kazuchika Okada, and you got the International Champion of Kenny Omega. I did not like the results of this one bit. It's Kazuchika, lose the title already. It's you've been holding that title for what is it, almost 2 years? and now you got another one. It's like I don't know what they're gonna call it. I think they're gonna call it the AEW Unified Championship. I don't know. Maybe they'll talk about more about it on Wednesday. But yeah, not happy. In the main event, I was happy about this one because hopefully, the Death Riders are finally done with that lame storyline with them. No, in the beginning, it was okay. Then, John Moxley, like back in the title, because I'm like, what? Try to have somebody else, win the title. I don't know. It's just me, but I'm glad Adam Page did, won the world title. Although, I wish it was, Real Ospreay that was the one that was challenging for John Moxley. It would have been great. And I think there were a few appearances that happened during that too. I think Brian Danielson was one. Was helping Adam Page, and I think it was somebody else that asked for help Adam Page. I can't even remember who. Oh yeah, Darby Allin. So he returned, and I guess he's gonna go against John Moxley and Death Riders. So then again, how John Moxley won is ended up taking away Darby Allin's title shot. So yeah. Just crazy enough. But like I said, I can't rate this, and I can't grade this match because like I only saw clips of it. I didn't, watch it. So so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna go to man, we probably need to go to the other side. So we hopefully the results are here for Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor. So okay, I'm gonna look at something right quick, and y'all gonna like see like why it's pointless, to pay for a RH pay-per-view, because it's like you're already paying for trying to watch their weekly shows as they show for free on YouTube. Which I think they need to do anyway. So let's check this out. Let's see. What if I do want to watch Supercard of Honor? Let me see the price. Because if it's like the same price as same thing as All In, then like no. Okay, just I don't know how much it is. It ain't gonna let me click, so case in point. So is there no the results? Okay, I want the full results. I just don't want to know about one thing. But I may be a sucker and actually, will probably do like Honor Club, and at the same time, I'm not gonna end up, paying for freaking wait, let me go my camera. Maybe they'll talk about more. So let's go to news. So maybe they may talk about more about this results. So okay, maybe that will work. Supercar on their highlights. So maybe there'll be the results for that one. So we will see if it like puts on like fireworks, and people don't realize that 4th of July is over, but just one point, they don't need to do all that, but that's just me. Like, just really don't like end anything. I really don't. Let's see. ROH part about at least results. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, just started watching, looking at Bleacher Report. But that game's overtime, so I actually want to go to the news anyway. So let's see. Now we go to the results. They have what, like 2 matches for their Oh, that is Big Kristen versus Jay Lethal, and Big Kristen did win. Wow. She report rated a B. Okay. Frat House versus the Dark Order. The Dark Order did win, and they rated that a B minus. Let me toss in 9AK. Got the Premier Athletes versus the Von Erichs, and the Von Erichs end up beating them. And Premier Athletes is Ariel Dabari and Tony Nese. Not really using Tony Nese that much, I think he was kind of like, understanding WWE probably like it's some more useful. So I apologize to everybody that was watching on Twitch that, like I said, we're gonna have this problem, especially at night, because I don't know what's wrong with this, internet. And try to do, the adapter, and it's still, at 20. So I don't even know what to do in my end, taking that back. So, oh wow, they graded that match to B as well. Okay. Michael Oku versus Hexiero. So I think it's just like a regular match. Let's see. Hexiero did win. Okay. Oh, they graded that one at A minus. That's a shock. Seems like okay. 50K 4-way. So I guess whoever wins 50K. So that's my guess. So Adam Priest versus Lee Johnson versus AR Fox versus Atlantis Jr. Okay, let's see the results of that one. Okay, Fox ended up winning the 50K, so that's good. Always like AR Fox, so that's cool. And wow, they graded that one like a B plus. That's crazy. Lee Moriarty defended the ROH Pro Championship against Blue Panther. I thought it was Panther, but now they just corrected me, Blue Panther. So let's see. Moriarty did retain, okay. They graded like I'm not grading these, I'm just reading them for like what they put up. So the ROH tag match, so you got let's see, the Sons of Texas versus the Winners of Inferiority and Top Flight. Let's see. Charlie Bravo and Sean King. So it must be the infantry. That's probably my guess. Yep, the Sons of Texas. Of course, they did retain the tag title, so and they graded that one to B. Okay. Okay, you got Nick Wayne defending the World TV title versus Titan. Oh, doesn't that kind of sound like a good name? Of course, Nick Wayne retained, so kind of like, get that out when, he was at the All In. So, not surprised, and they get this match B+. Okay, so, for Worldwide Wildcard 4-Way for the interim ROH Women's World TV Champion. Let's see. I'm trying to get these names right, so I apologize. So, Miyu Masashika, Yuka Shakashikazu, Persea Hong, and Mina Yakaba, sorry. Okay, so, that's that match, and, Shuriya Katwa, did become the interim ROH champion, women's TV champion, and they graded that one a B+. So, okay. see. Oh yeah, I just said Thunder Rosa. I think hope she would have win because I don't know like what's title against Thunder Rosa, and I'm having a heart race. Did beat Rosa, and they graded that match an A. So she has another victory for her record setting title reign. Wow, they really ain't thinking about the RH winning. They really ain't. It's just some reigns just need to be broken. So RH World Championship, you got Bandito going against Konoshi Chashika. And let's see the results of that one. Okay, Bandito did retain. And they grade that match an A. And it's okay. Oh, okay. These is mainly just final words, just on what people, think whatever. So the overall pay-per-view, they graded an A minus. Whatever. That's their view, and like I said, I can't even rate it because I didn't see it. But thanks to Visual Reports for having that up there so I can talk about it more. So thank you for that. So I know WWE, we got a lot covered. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna first talk about the NXT Great American Bash, and always another good show. And I will rate it and rate it as well. Wow. Stuff that going on in every city, so be like something's going on, I'm not even surprised. But I'm more surprised that some people just thinking like, oh, okay, you always have this in Milwaukee. Like, really? And you look at the news, it happens everywhere. Like every news station, local news station everywhere has their own stories and a lot of things This sad it is, it's like I'm not gonna say all. I'm just gonna say some Generation Z, millennials too, because I think they're the ones, the kids that they had around Generation Z, and don't even care. They more about them having fun than actually taking responsibility. So I don't know. Just have to throw that in there. So come on, click on Great American Bash so we can talk about the results. Okay, I was kind of, disappointed at this one, and kind of shocked as well. God, not again. I don't know. I'm trying to do Twitch, and this happened. So probably what I'm going to end up doing, trying to save, some batteries, and let's see. I'll probably have to give it a bit before I actually try to, go back. So just going to do it, without it, and try to, fix that up. So results of the Great American Bash. In a shocking conclusion of this match, and I didn't think Devon Evans was going to win, but he did, so that's cool. Big win for him. So, ain't nothing wrong with that. I thought this was end up being a tag match, but they most likely, change it to a Oh no, it was a tag match. The main event was women's tag match, but this one ended up being a North American Championship. So Ruka did defeat Izzy Dame and Ruka. I know she's mixed and all, but oh my god, that woman can go, and I mean she can go. We're going to. But will that finally work? No, it will not. So, Sorry guys, I am not happy with Twitch, doing that. So, like I said, we're gonna end up starting doing some personal, content for Twitch and Facebook, because the accolade doesn't want to work with me. But then again, I kind of shared, videos and stuff, on WFSO Radio Network of course, on Facebook. So crazy match. Ethan Page did retain in the false count anywhere match. End up, finishing Ricky Sainz with the I guess they call it the Eagle Edge. It seems like everybody started using that move as of late. Yeah, it's just weird. But anyways, you know what? Not bad. So of course, they had this extra segment with the contract signing for the TNA Championship that's going to happen at Slammiversary this coming Sunday. And some people were thinking like I shouldn't pay for the pay-per-view, but actually a TNA pay-per-view I wouldn't mind paying for. So it's just ridiculous that they have freaking $50 for a pay-per-view, especially for if you have two pay-per-views on Friday and Saturday. So I know I'm talking about AEW, but because it's we get majorities of the TNA pay-per-view for free if you on TNA's Plus, but they're big for they want people to pay unless you join this annual membership. So Dark State end up being both Mike Santana and Joe Hendry. So but with that, the NXT Championship, and I know this probably be a little bit disappointing, but I knew Over Family was going to retain, but hey, maybe Yoshiki, maybe he would change my mind and be like, okay, hey, they pushing some more Japanese people. That would be something, but they didn't. And plus, a little bit of interference by Josh Briggs really didn't help much either. So yeah, just insane. And of course, the main event tag match: Jordan Grace and Blake Noel did defeat Fatal Influence. Jason Jane and Fallon Henry. And I think Jasmine Nix she was outside or in, but anyway, so yeah. So that's that, and I'm gonna try this one more time. If not, then we probably have to stop on Twitch. It's just so ridiculous. So I'm sorry, I'm just gonna end Twitch, and this is just ridiculous. I'm sorry. Not how I wanted, but it just wasn't accurate. But anyway, so I'm gonna I can put this camera back over here. So anyway, so I'm gonna rate it and I'm gonna degrade this one. A lot of segments going on and not too bad for having a was it almost 3.5 hour special event. Well, PLE I should say. So, I will grade this a B. Yeah, I will grade everything a B, and the rating I will just give it an 8. Give it an 8 for the rating, and give it a B for the grade. But I guess my match of the night, I wasn't sure, but it's a two-way tie between both of the women's matches, the North American women's title match and the women's tag match. So they both, in my opinion, are tied for match of the night at that point. So okay, so let's move on and let's talk about Saturday night's main event. Talk about the results of that. Kind of disappointing because they only had 4 matches in 2 hours. It's just really. But they added another segment with the Jay Cargill and Naomi match that that happened yesterday. So we can talk about that. let's see. It was bad because Goldberg was talking like saying talk about here's what a way to end his career and stuff. Then NBC to skip on to the next show, which they could have waited. It's like you would get more viewers if you do like overtime. Like when they had Monday Night Raw, they used to do that. But I don't know. So let's just talk about the results of the. Oh, excuse me. We'll talk about the results of the 4 matches, and I'm gonna give my rating on this one too. So, and I will explain to you guys like why. Okay, so so the kickoff match was Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre, with Randy Orton ended up winning. You had Logan Paul on Drew McIntyre's corner, and you had Randy Orton on Jelly Roll on Randy's corner. So, after the match, I think it was like after the next match, Jerry Rose was like, I want to get my hands on Logan Paul and like, let's do it. So Randy Orton's like, tag match? Tag match. So that is official for SummerSlam. So Randy Orton and Jelly Roll going against Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. So, but that how they set it up this match for this past Friday on SmackDown was kind of good. Like how Logan Paul gonna talk about, oh, we don't like outsiders, and he's kind of like an outsider himself, but he's a proven one, so I'll give him that. But yeah, this is like I mentioned, Naomi ended up attacking Jay Cargill, and so they ended up going back and forth, and yeah, so Nick Aldis came out and decided, their match for yesterday going to end up be a no holds bar match, and Bianca Belair will be the special guest ref. So I know people was thinking, Bianca Belair was going to turn or something like that, but hey, we'll wait and see. Kind of upsetting. This is Jimmy Uso's first singles title match. And yeah, seemed like my family tree was just a little bit too much for him. So Joe Sokoa did retain the title against Jimmy Uso, and they were jumping Jimmy Uso after that. Then Jacob Fatu came in and started attacking, the My Family Tree. Okay, I don't know what happened here. They did, LA Knight did beat Seth Rollins, but Seth Rollins suffered an injury during that match and he couldn't continue, so they gave LA Knight the win. But probably not how LA Knight wanted it. Probably not how Seth Rollins wanted it either. But that's just like to say, injuries happen. It can happen any time of day. So these guys they're superstars, but they ain't but they are human beings too. So just gotta treat them as one. And actually, a very good main event actually. Gunther did defeat Goldberg, but it was a longer match than everybody thought. They were thinking, how Goldberg's matches is that it's going to end quick, but unfortunately, it didn't go that route. And of course, Goldberg accidentally speared Charles Robinson, and one of the last couple of weeks that Charles Robinson had got shoulder bumped by John Cena, and then Saturday he got speared by Goldberg. So just kind of feel sorry for Charles Robinson. So. But anyways, the World Heavyweight Championship match, well, in my opinion, would be match of the night for me. So I'm gonna grade it and rate it. That women's segment was at least decent, so it was good enough. But it's still not good enough for the grade I'm gonna give it. Besides, that women's segment, the main event, kind of saved Saturday night's main event too. I'm not counting, the LA Knight and Seth Rollins match because it would have been great, but like I said, Seth Rollins got hurt. The United States Championship match was, kind of too easy. The only unpredictable match was Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre. So I'm gonna rate this a. Ooh, this is gonna be a bad rating. So maybe one of the lowest I ever rated as of yet when it comes to rating wrestling on events. So this one actually I have to give it a 6. So I'm rating it a 6. So like I said, they could add one more match if they want to, and or add like a replacement match. They had from like LA Knight and Seth Rollins. They could have did something, but I don't know. If you want to raise like high prices on tickets and stuff like that, you got to have more quality and quantity. Because I'm sick of the quality over quantity. I don't really get that. I really don't. You can do both. If I say if you need help, then have somebody else assist you. If I said, you got a bunch of road agents, helping people with their matches, so why not? So, like I said, I rated it a 6, and grading it, this is going to be a little bit harsh. So, I'm going to say a C minus. So, this is like one of the disappointing Saturday Night main event this year so far. So, yeah, very disappointing. So, I guess we can move on from that, and so recap what I'm grading it. A C minus for Saturday Night's main event for the rating, and rating it a 6 out of 10 for Saturday Night's main event. So we can move on and we can go to the final show of the evening. So I don't know. I just sounded stupid just saying that. So the final PLE of the weekend, I should say. There we go. That was a better way of saying it. And actually, I knew like Evolution got to be good, but we'll do low power mode. So because I'm gonna be done with this eventually. So anyways, so this special event for the All Women's pay-per-view, there hasn't been one in 7 years, so this really overexceeded my expectations with this special event. So, and I know some people saying it, and I agree too. They better not wait no another 7 years to do another one. They do this yearly, Although the only problem was they had, they didn't have, it wasn't sold out. They didn't have like enough ticket sales, and the problem was, you running against Beyonce concert that was kind of next door, and you had like a decent crowd, but you didn't have a sold out crowd. So that's probably the only flaw, I had, with the special event. They could have did this, like in the afternoon. Then after that, call it a night. Or call it a day. But that's just me, but, they went through with it, and, yeah, and shows like, more people decided to go to the Beyonce concert than see Evolution. And I guess, they're trying to put all this event, going on because, they got the All-Star game, but they had the Home Run Derby, earlier tonight. Then you got the official All-Star game tomorrow in Atlanta, so yeah, probably like you might say like a busy, it's gonna be a busy 4 days for Atlanta. So yeah, kind of crazy. Okay, so let's just get to the results. Women's Intercontinental Championship ended up being a triple threat match. Like some good hits and misses on there, and Becky Lynch shockingly retained. Kind of like wanted her to lose, but at the same time, I wanted to win as well. Just keep the story going. So yeah, like I said, I did like the match. No complaint. Then the NXT Women's Championship match, which came of a shocking event. Jacy Jane did retain against Jordan Grace, but I guess they want to build Jacy Jane more, and I guess it just would have been perfect if Jordan Grace would have won the NXT title and ended up going to Slammiversary to go against Masha Slamovich, which kind of lead me more and more that maybe it'd be something. Maybe Masha Slamovich may end up winning, both the NXT Knockouts champion and NXT Women's champion. That would be something, but I don't think they want like another WWE like mishap. But Trick Williams ended up winning the TNA title, and he's officially belong to NXT. So kind of shocking with the Blake Monroe, but then again, if you know her in AEW, shouldn't be that big of a surprise. But yeah. Jordan Grace was bleeding. I think she did have a nose ring, but it ended up coming off. And she was ended up bleeding, after the match. So yeah. So that feud is coming up. They did mention also for next month, PLE event for NXT. It would be Heat Wave. Normally they would have done that in June, but instead, they ended up doing it in August. So, like late August, they will have the Heat Wave PLE event, probably in Lowell, Massachusetts, I believe. So yeah, I think it's August 20. Is that August? I know it's on a Saturday, but I think it's like 25th or 26th August. I'm not sure. But yeah. So I guess the feud with Blake Monroe and Jordan Grace is going to be very interesting. But then again, it always revolves around the title. So everybody wants it. So I guess part of me was like, man, I shouldn't even be shocked about it. But in a way, I was, because I didn't think they was going to actually have her turn this quickly. Because I guess some fans saying that she sucked as a face. Which I don't get fans every now and then. I really don't. A very good fatal four-way tag match for the Women's Tag Team Championship. Very good, and seems like Charlotte and Alexa Bliss is working well as a team. So I think them like in maybe a women's tag team match for the titles again could be good in the future. But of course, so Rookin and Zarya had like good showing too. But Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, Judgment Day, end up retaining the women's tag titles. Like I said, really enjoyed the match, so no complaints there, and the ending of it, was like very good. Okay, now the WWE Women's Championship match. So you got Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus, which Tiffany Stratton is defending. The only problem with this match I have that it went quick. Like it just really went quick. So you see like some like oohs and ahs like going on in the match, but then again, like suddenly, next thing I turn around, the match is over. Like it seemed like it was only like a 7-8 minute match. So like I said, of course Trish, she still got it. But I don't know, that match just ended very quickly in my opinion. It just sucks that it happened, and what more can you do? So like I said, not a bad match though, but should have been longer. And yeah, this match really shaked the cake. So Jay Cargill end up, winning, defeating Naomi in a no holds barred match. So yeah, good, brutal, kind of hardcore, not like too hardcore, but a hardcore match for this personal rivalry that was needed. So yeah, insane. And they Bianca Belair did call the match down the middle, and I guess right now it's just wait and see what's gonna be going on. Okay, they did have the Battle Royal, which was pretty awesome. Mainly you had the women from Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, and Stephanie Baker, I'm sorry, ended up winning the Battle Royal, so she will have a women's championship match. Mainly, I think she probably gonna end up going for the women's world title at Clash in Paris, and y'all know that's going to happen on August 31st. So first time in a long time since WrestleMania they had a PLE event on the Sunday. Not saying Evolution. Oh yeah, maybe scratch that. Yeah, because Evolution was on yesterday, so and that was a Sunday PLE. So yeah, always a good end up between Stephanie and Last Legend. So Last Legend, I think she is the future of WWE. It just if she's not going to win the title at the sorry if she don't win the women's title in the NXT, you might as well just call her up and have her dominate in the main brand. Like we thought, she was going to at one point, but they brought her back down. Especially, they split up Metaphor. Yeah, I don't know. It just seems, she's trying to come out of her own, and it kind of worked, and somewhat, it didn't. But yeah, in a good main event and shocking turn of events at the last minute, Naomi did end up, cashing in her briefcase. End up winning ended up being a triple threat match, and ended up being both Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. And she is now the women's world champion. So furthermore, it seems like maybe in Clash in Paris that whoever wins at SummerSlam, because they end up making the match again for Naomi defending against Rhea Ripley and Io Sky for the women's world championship at SummerSlam. So that's going to happen. So whoever winner of that probably going to end up facing Stephanie Bakura for the women's world title. So yeah, this match, like I said, this PLE in general exceeded my expectations. So, and I would get to my thoughts of it. Match of the night, it's kind of like a two-way tie. So three-way tie, I should say. The main event for the world title, world women's title. Then you have the Battle Royal, which was very good, and you have also the No Holds Barred match was good too, and also the tag team match and the God, this is tough. So it's like between the women's tag match for the women's tag titles. God, it's a four-way tie. That sucks. You know what? No, I am going to decide. So, you have the women's world title match coming in at like very close second, and you're gonna have Jade Cargill and Naomi be the one that was matching the night for me. Then the Battle Royal will be a very close third, and the women's tag match will be a very close fourth. So yeah, never took that long for me to figure out who will be match of the night. So kind of shocking. So let's rate it and grade it. Y'all gonna be shocked about this one. I did say, in the other chat groups that I think this was the best PLE that WWE has done this year so far, besides WrestleMania and Royal Rumble. But just like overall, you had like 7 matches in like a span of a 3.5 hour show. You can understand the Battle Royal will probably be a little bit longer because all the elements that you have in there. But so I'm actually gonna grade this. Y'all probably gonna be shocked about this. I'm grading it to A+. Yeah, so it really, overexceeded my expectations with this pay-per-view. Like I said, the only problem I had was the WWE Women's Championship ended up being, cut short. So yeah, kind of disappointed on that one. That's the only thing that I was disappointed at. And I think I haven't rated, rated it PLE this high. Well, I'm gonna rate this one. So yeah, just let me show everybody. So I'm actually gonna rate this a 10. So the first, time this year, I rated, a WWE PLE a 10 and an A plus. So yeah, like I said, Evolution did, over exceed my expectations. So yeah, they actually, did it with this one. So yeah. So yeah, A plus and a 10. So yeah, we would go with that. And before we do end the show, let's get a little bit into some a bit of Bucks news. So y'all see right here, well, I'm gonna tell you guys on the live too, that okay, the Warriors was expected to sign Al Horford last week, but never did, and I guess they're going to continue to explore his option. So besides the Hawks and the Lakers that are interested in him, and it would probably be a good reunion, like for him to go back to Atlanta, where his career started. So that would be something. But the Bucks is also interested in him as well. So, like all the real, like the formality, I think the Bucks end up getting, I think like, what is it, like 1 or 2 spots left for the roster. Because if they, they may sign, Joel Markovich, so they got to figure out what they're going to do with him. And like I was saying yesterday, he had a good showing what he can do. But just like his only weakness, I see that, he got to be a little bit stronger in post when he's trying to get rebounds. So, yeah, that's probably his only weakness, that he needs to get stronger. But as you know, with Giannis in the beginning, he wanted to get stronger, but he was still, like, explosive at the same time. So, yeah, okay, I didn't hear this one. Lay a brick a day and eventually leave the house. I kind of get what he's saying, he's trying to, pick himself back up. So, I'm sorry, guys, but, watch out for Kyle Kuzma. And I think he's going to impress everybody this coming year with the Bucks. I know some people, probably, gave up on him, but I don't know. Okay, okay, this was 2 hours ago. Milwaukee Bucks has the best front court in the NBA. Depending on, like, I don't think they will use that 3 like in the lineup, but you know what? It's possible. So, Giannis, Turner, and Portis, that's a possibility. Probably put Giannis at the small forward, Portis in the power forward, then, have Miles Turner at center. Don't forget, you got Gobert, Randall, Reed, Shingun, Durant, and Capella, Mobley, Allen, and Nance Jr., Larry Nance Jr. Let's see. Bucks finally snagging an extreme high volume 3-point shooter who is stout enough defensively and almost immediately trading him will be a real shot going to the chest. So, people, they're, Kuzma and AJ Green in the first round pick for a wing, which I said they already good with wings. Like if they decide, they want to use that, final roster spot, or they got the 2 roster spots, whatever, for a wing and another big guy. They don't need no more guards. They really don't. They don't need no more guards. Maybe like get a big man and also maybe get a somebody that can be like a combo forward, like a small forward and power forward. And I guess you can call that as a wing too. So yeah, not bad for the all-time lineup. Yeah, why not? Like I said, the Brewers not on the Craig Council, was something, and some of these players that the Brewers had, they're underrated, but that's that. Oh, man, they working out right away. So Cole Anthony and Kevin Porter Jr. That's interesting. So let's just see like a little bit of this video. I don't know where they at with this one. I don't know if they in the practice facility for the Bucks or they just somewhere else. So yeah, this is Oh, wait a minute. I think this is a long time ago because I think Cole Anthony cut his hair. So this could have been a while back. By the way, a lot of y'all owe Kevin Porter Jr. a huge apology if he's the one that recruited Cole Anthony to Milwaukee. Like I said, I never had a problem with Kevin Porter Jr. Like, I like this game, and no, yeah, if he, was the reason, recruiting Cole Anthony, yeah, why not? Let's see. Okay, Tyler Smith, it's his second season, so I wouldn't, totally rule him out just yet. And plus, he wasn't getting that much playing time during the season, so yeah. Yeah, just a lot of people just not liking that. Wait, I thought the video from Barrett. Oh yeah, it's super simple. If Kuzma is on the roster, there's no chance the Bucks come out of the East. If he's not, the Bucks have a great chance. If you don't have a true second option, but with Giannis' dominance and no liabilities, it can't be done. You got your second option in either Miles Turner or Gary Trent Jr. It's not that big of a deal. And it just sucks that some of these people don't even realize that you got a good second option with either Miles Turner or Gary Trent Jr. I don't know if Kevin Porter Jr. is starting, but could be a good top 3 option too. But yeah. I shouldn't even look at this a 3-team trade idea, which I'm probably not gonna like anyway. If it ever blows up. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and try it if it ever goes up, which is probably won't because I don't know where it comes to when it's the evening that my internet just won't back up. But it's good recording during the day. Jerks. So you know what? Let's move on. Because I know there's got to be something involved with R.J. Barrett and Putin giving up a pick. So no, I'm already going to decline that already. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm sorry. You just really need to retire, bro. You're gonna make the Clippers, much, much worse. That's in my opinion, and it's gonna be funny that they would have to try to run on they have to run protect the paint but then again I know Brook Lopez is probably gonna be coming off the bench. Yeah, maybe there'll be some relief and maybe the bench will help wonders. If what I'm hearing is true, Bucks may end up with Paul George. And I agree with Kevin Rowlands Jr. How is that even possible? Unless Philly is willing to give up picks, then they may take them. But Kyle Kuzma and who else? Okay, fair enough. Lakers are not interested in Andrew Wiggins. Well, whatever. And yes, this isn't an old tweet. He's sticking to the line as of 9 minutes ago. We would have most likely been in a similar spot regardless if we kept Middleton or not. Yeah, like I said, Middleton is going to make it worse, and Barrett needs to get off his jock and realize the truth. Because Middleton is getting older, and like I said, John Horst, realized that after the championship, and it was this is crazy. And Barrett's still going at it to Jimmy Haslam. You can pay bot accounts to spam and hate under my tweets all you want. Just know, people will see what you've done and your reign won't last forever. And after you see out of 5 hours, you only got 2 likes. Because, yeah, Barrett at times make himself as a joke. So, Tyler Smith, cool. What is it? It's not over for Tyler Smith. Like, it will get to the point, where it needs to get. So, I just wouldn't, oh, dang. I didn't know he's like constantly staying injured. Brian Cage underwent a quad tendon repair in April, was back at the gym a few days later. 4 days ago, he underwent knee replacement procedure, and once again, back at yeah, some of these athletes, man, I swear. Okay. That's crazy. Like I said, this trajectory, they didn't update it, the roster yet, so, whatever, and Hooper has 7,000 that game. Oh, that's funny. Probably gonna look at one more thing before very close, to ending. The only way I'm doing that RJ Barrett trade is our 2031 first round lotto pick was protected. And I will agree with that too. Let's see. Of course, we talked about that yesterday. That Paul George did, had successful artificial procedure on his left knee. So I guess it's like a matter of time. It's like when he actually is back. Bus passing on Chris Paul shows commitment to me a roster change. But then again, at the same time, he probably didn't want to come there. Like, he was going to start, but I think with him, worry about, missing his family and stuff like that, it's like, they didn't want me close to home, like, play LA, like, maybe, go back to Phoenix and stuff like that, and maybe play for the Clippers or something like that, but I don't see that happening, especially, if he's going to commit, a crazy contract. Wait. Some personal news. My bus coverage for Boo has come to an end. It's been the journey of a lifetime, but I'm on to my next chapter. Becoming a dad to the baby boy in November. I don't know. I know some people, they focus on family more, which I can understand. But if you can still do what you love to do, have a passion for it. So, yeah. Okay, now we got the full trade thing. So, RJ Barrett to the Bucks. We got Malik Monk and a 2028 first round pick swap from Milwaukee to the Raptors. No. Kings, they get Kuzma, the Andre Nelson Jeter, and a 2031 first round pick. No. I'm not giving up no picks. I don't know why people like adding picks into like trades. Like we really like need to give up picks. You know what I mean? It's just like really ridiculous. Oh God. Now these two don't go back and forth, but I'd rather tolerate with Nathan than Barrett. Barrett, on some other level. But yeah, we're just gonna and the Bucks talk from there. And I know I gotta hurry up because batteries and stuff, like the phones and stuff. So something about the Milwaukee development that I'm gonna talk about. It didn't appear today. Media, but finally, I am subscribed to Urban Milwaukee, so TWF Uncut. Hey, welcome to the live. Sorry, I'm kind of swiggling because I got something stuck in my teeth. I'm breaking on it. I have to brush my teeth in a bit. But anyway, so this building right here, y'all probably will see it on the pre-recorded episode. But you guys, it's a restoration hardware building, which they want to turn this into a bouquet hotel, kind of something like the what they had, the King Guest House that's in downtown. But like this is downtown too, but it's like in the third ward, so they kind of call it that. So it's a proposal that they think about NCG Hospitality is for considered a 3-story building, making it to the hotel. But I don't think they're gonna do anything on the outside. They're just probably gonna end up focus more like working on the inside. So yeah, this is very close to Summerfest, so this is very interesting for the Summerfest grounds. So of course, the Milton-based company, they already have the Trade Hotel that's like a block away from the Fires of Forum, and plus working on another one that's going to be a block away from the Fires of Forum. That's going to start construction probably late this year. Well, yeah, what is it? The brick building is best known for its first floor tenant restoration hardware, but as early Milwaukee Tribune reported via members on the bulletin, 27,000 square foot store space is for lease. So, yeah, if they decide to do that, they can buy that building, and mainly they probably gonna end up just working on the inside. But there's some hotels, that they need no outside work; they just need inside work. So, that. So, they said through their database is going to have 45 guest rooms. So you know what? It probably would be at least a decent price. So if it does, that's cool. So I guess right now, with this, it's wait and see what happens. So that'd be very cool. That's it for me, guys. Thank you for guys that's watching on TikTok Live. I appreciate the likes, and it seems like the likes are gone. Oh no, the likes right there. I'm sorry. That's freaking TikTok, and that's YouTube Live. So thank you once again, guys that's watching through TikTok, and we will have some more videos to come. So just stay tuned, and thank you guys for tuning in, and all the shout outs that I did. Thank you guys for tuning in. So I'm gonna close out TikTok, and we will do this again. So until then, you guys have a good one, and see you later. And after you guys that's on oh, I got a new follower. Okay, cool. So after you guys that's on YouTube, either pre-recorded or live, if you like today's video, please give it a like. Drop a comment if you want to. You want to talk about these 3 topics that we talk about today. So if you're into that, you may be into more of the content that we have. So we have over 2,800 videos in counting. And for being around for 16 years and one of the longest reigning YouTube channels. And please subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. What we want to do, we want to start giving out prizes and stuff. So. Or do giveaways. So if you end up subscribing, you will help us a ton. So without you guys, there will be no us. So when we get close to 1,000, we will make an announcement about the prize or the giveaway we're gonna do. And if this goes good, there will be more giveaways we do at the 1,000 subscribers. So I'm planning to get to 1,000 subscribers, but we end up farther than that, then that's fine too. So it's just getting to 1,000 subscribers just really helps. So please show your support. Also check out the website wrestlingfanspeakout.weebly.com with upcoming events and all that other good stuff. Like wrestling events in the Midwest. Wrestling events we took photos of and things like that. And what else I can say? And pictures we took as well. I did say pictures, but should be all interesting stuff. And plus, videos like this will be up as well. Once again, thanks to Michael Allen Johnson and Midwest Collectibles for a sponsorship. Midwest Wrestling Collectibles are doing a liquidation sale, so there could be some wrestling merch that you may be interested in. So give them a look, go check them out on Facebook, and there's probably something on there like you may actually want. So once again, guys, thank you for watching. Man up, woman up, face up, and check on your mental health. Until the next video, you guys have a good one. And go down. See you later. Have a good one, everybody.